Namaste. YAHUKANON. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim. He was in the beginning with Elohim. All came to be through him, and without him not even one came to be that came to be. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. There was a man sent from Elohim, whose name was YAHUKANON. This one came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all might believe through him. He was not that light, but that he might bear witness of that light. He was the true light, which enlightens every man coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came to be through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the authority to become children of Elohim, to those believing in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the desire of flesh, nor of the desire of men, but of Elohim. And the Word became flesh, and pitched his tent among us. And we saw his esteem as of an only begotten of the Father, complete in favor and truth. YAHUKANON bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me has become before me, because he was before me. And out of his completeness we all did receive, and favor upon favor, for the Torah was given through YAHUSha. The favor and the truth came through Yah-ooh-sha, Messiah. No one has ever seen Elohim, the only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he did declare. Now this was the witness of YAHUKANON, when the Yahudim sent from Jerusalem priests and Luim to ask him, Who are you? And he admitted, and did not deny, but admitted, I am not the Mashiach. And they asked him, What then? Are you Eliyahu? So he said, I am not. Are you the prophet? And he answered, No. Therefore they said to him, Who are you, so that we give an answer to those who sent us? What do you say about yourself? He said, I am a voice of one crying in the wilderness, Make straight the way of Yahuwah, as the prophet Yeshayahu said. And those sent were of the Pharisees, and they asked him, saying, Why then do you immerse if you are not the Messiah, nor Eliyahu, nor the prophet? YAHUKANON answered them, saying, I immerse in water, but in your midst stands one whom you do not know, the one coming after me, who has become before me, whose sandal strap I am not worthy to loosen. This took place in Beit Aniah, beyond the Jordan, where YAHUKANON was immersing. On the next Yom YAHUKANON saw Yah-ooh-sha coming toward him and said, See, the Lamb of Elohim, who takes away the sin of the world. This is he of whom I said, After me comes a man who has become before me, for he was before me. And I did not know him, but that he might be revealed to Israel. Therefore I came immersing in water. And YAHUKANON bore witness, saying, I have seen the Ruach coming down from heaven, like a dove, and remain on him. And I did not know him, but he who sent me to immerse in water said to me, upon whom you see the Ruach coming down and remaining on him, this is he who immerses in the Ruach HaKodesh. And I have seen and have witnessed that this is the son of Elohim. Again the following Yom, YAHUKANON was standing with two of his pupils, and looking at Yah-ooh-sha walking, he said, "See the Lamb of Elohim." And the two pupils heard him speaking, and they followed Yah-ooh-sha. And Yah-ooh-sha turning, and seeing them following, said to them, "What do you seek?" And they said to him, "Rabbi, where are you staying?" He said to them, "Come and see." They went and saw where he was staying, and remained with him that yom. Now it was about the 10th hour. Andri, the brother of Shimon Kepha, was one of the two who heard from YAHUKANON and followed him. First he found his own brother Shimon, and said to him, "We have found the Mashiach," which means the Anointed. And he brought him to Yah-ooh-sha, and looking at him, Yah-ooh-sha said, "You are Shimon, the son of Yunah. You shall be called Kepha," which means a stone. On the following yom, Yah-ooh-sha wished to go to Galilee, and he found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." And Philip was from Beit Saida, the city of Andri and Kepha. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him whom Moshe wrote of in the Torah and the prophets, Yah-ooh-sha of Nazareth, the son of Yosef." And Nathanael said to him, "Is it possible for any good matter to come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." Yah-ooh-sha saw Nathanael coming toward him, and said of him, "See, truly a Israelite, in whom is no deceit." Nathanael said to him, "From where do you know me?" Yah-ooh-sha answered and said to him, "Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you." Nathanael answered and said to him, "Rabbi, you are the son of Elohim. You are the king of Israel." Yah-ooh-sha answered and said to him, "Because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? Greater than that you shall see." And he said to him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, from now on you shall see the heaven opened, and the messengers of Elohim ascending and descending upon the son of Adam." Chapter 2. And on the 3rd yom there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Yah-ooh-sha was there. And both Yah-ooh-sha and his pupils were invited to the wedding. And when they were short of wine, the mother of Yah-ooh-sha said to him, "They have no wine." Yah-ooh-sha said to her, "Asha, what is that to me and to you? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he says to you." And there were 6 stone water pots standing there, according to the mode of cleansing of the Yahudim, each holding 2 or 3 measures. Yah-ooh-sha said to them, "Fill the water pots with water." And they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Now draw out and take it to Adoni of the feast." So they took it. But when Adoni of the feast had tasted the water that had become wine, and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, Adoni of the feast called the bridegroom, and said to him, "Every man at the beginning sets out the good wine, and when they have drunk, then that which is poorer. You have kept the good wine until now. This, the beginning of the signs, Yah-ooh-sha did in Cana of Galilee and manifested his esteem, and his pupils believed in him. After this, he went down to Capharnaum, he and his mother and his brothers and his Talmidim. And there they stayed not many yomim. And the Passover of the Yahudim was near, and Yah-ooh-sha went up to Jerusalem. And he found in the Kodesh place those selling oxen and sheep and doves, and the money changers sitting. And having made a whip of cords, he drove them all out of the Kodesh place, with the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the money changers' coins, and overturned the tables. And he said to those selling doves, "Take these away. Do not make the house of my father a house of merchandise." And his Talmidim remembered that it was written, "The ardor for your house has consumed me." And the Yahudim answered and said to him, "What sign do you show to us, since you are doing these things?" Yah-ooh-sha answered and said to them, "Destroy this dwelling place, and in 3 yomim I shall raise it." Then the Yahudim said, "It took 46 years to build this dwelling place, and you are going to raise it in 3 yomim?" But he spoke about the dwelling place of his body. So, when he was raised from the dead, his Talmidim remembered that he said this to them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Yah-ooh-sha had said. And when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover, at the festival, many believed in his name when they saw the signs which he was doing. But Yah-ooh-sha was not entrusting himself to them, because he knew all men, and had no need that anyone should witness of men, for he knew what was in men. Chapter 3. And there was a man of the Pharisees, Nakdimon was his name, a ruler of the Yahudim. This one came to Yah-ooh-sha by Layla and said to him, "Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher, come from Elohim, for no one is able to do these signs you do if Elohim is not with him." Yah-ooh-sha answered and said to him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is begotten from above, he is unable to see the reign of Yahuwah." Nakdimon said to him, "How is a man able to be begotten when he is old? Is he able to enter into his mother's womb a second time and be born?" Yah-ooh-sha answered, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is begotten of water and the Ruach, he is unable to enter into the reign of Yahuwah. That which has been begotten of the flesh is flesh, and that which has been begotten of the Ruach is Ruach. Do not marvel that I said to you, you have to be begotten from above. The Ruach breathes where it wishes, and you hear the sound of it, but do not know where it comes from and where it goes. So is everyone who has been begotten of the Ruach." Nakdimon answered and said to him, "How is it possible for this to take place?" Yah-ooh-sha answered and said to him, "Are you the teacher of Yisrael and do not know this? Truly, truly, I say to you, we speak what we know and witness what we have seen, and you do not receive our witness. If you do not believe when I spoke to you about earthly matters, how are you going to believe when I speak to you about the heavenly matters? And no one has gone up into the heaven except he who came down from the heaven, the son of Adam. And as Moshe lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the son of Adam has to be lifted up, so that whoever is believing in him should not perish, but possess everlasting life. For Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only brought forth Son, so that everyone who believes in him should not perish, but possess everlasting life. For Allah did not send his Son into the world to judge the world, but that the world through him might be delivered. He who believes in him is not judged, but he who does not believe is judged already, because he has not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Allah. And this is the judgment, that the light has come into the world, and men loved the darkness rather than the light, for their works were wicked. For everyone who is practicing evil things hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his works should be exposed. But the one practicing the truth comes to the light, so that his works are clearly seen, that they have been confirmed in Allah. After this, Yah-ooh-sha and his pupils came into the land of Yahudah, and he remained there with them, and was immersing. And YAHUKANON was also immersing in Amein near Salim, because there was plenty of water there. And they were coming and were being immersed, for YAHUKANON had not yet been put into prison. Then a dispute arose between some of YAHUKANON's pupils and the Yahudim about cleansing, and they came to YAHUKANON and said to him, Rabbi, he who was with you beyond the Yarden, to whom you have witnessed, see, he is immersing, and all are coming to him. YAHUKANON answered and said, No man is able to receive anything unless it is given to him from the heaven. You yourselves are witnesses for me that I said, I am not the Mashiach, but I am sent ahead of him. He that has the bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom, who stands and hears him, rejoices greatly because of the voice of the bridegroom. So this joy of mine is complete. It is right for him to increase, but me to decrease. He who comes from above is over all. He who is from the adets is of the adets, and speaks of the adets. He who comes from the heaven is over all. And what he has seen and heard, that he witnesses, and no one receives his witness. He who receives his witness has set his seal that Allah is true. For he whom Allah has sent speaks the words of Allah, for Allah does not give the ruach by measure. The Father loves the Son, and has given all into his hand. He who believes in the Son possesses everlasting life, but he who does not obey the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Allah remains on him. Chapter 4. So when Aduni knew that the Pharisees had heard that Yah-ooh-sha made and immersed more pupils than YAHUKANON, although Yah-ooh-sha himself did not immerse, but his Talmidim, he left Yahudah and went away again to Galilee. And he had to pass through Shamarun. So he came to a city of Shamarun called Shechem, near the piece of land Jacob gave to his son Yosef. And Jacob's fountain was there. So Yah-ooh-sha, being wearied from the journey, was sitting thus at the fountain. It was about the 6th hour. Anasha of Shamarun came to draw water. Yah-ooh-sha said to her, Give me to drink. For his pupils had gone off into the city to buy food. The Asha of Shamarun, therefore, said to him, How is it that you, being a Yahudi, ask a drink from me, an Asha of Shamarun? For Yahudim did not associate with Shamarunim. Yah-ooh-sha answered and said to her, If you knew the gift of Allah, and who it is who says to you, Give me to drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water. The Asha said to him, Aduni, you have no vessel, and the well is deep. From where, then, do you have living water? Are you greater than our father Yaqub, who gave us the well and drank from it himself, and his sons and his cattle?" Yah-ooh-sha answered and said to her, "Everyone drinking of this water shall thirst again, but whoever drinks of the water I give him shall certainly never thirst. And the water that I give him shall become in him a fountain of water, springing up into everlasting life." The Yah-ooh-sha said to him, "Aduni, give me this water, so that I do not thirst, nor come here to draw." Yah-ooh-sha said to her, "Go, call your husband, and come here." The Yah-ooh-sha answered and said, "I have no husband." Yah-ooh-sha said to her, "You have well said, 'I have no husband,' for you have had 5 husbands, and the one whom you now have is not your husband. What you have said is true." The Yah-ooh-sha said to him, "Aduni, I see that you are a prophet. Our fathers worshipped on this mountain, but you people say that in Jerusalem is the place where one needs to worship." Yah-ooh-sha said to her, "Asha, believe me, the hour is coming when you shall neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship what you do not know. We worship what we know, because the deliverance is of the Yahudim. But the hour is coming, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in Ruach and truth, for the Father also seeks such to worship him. Elohim is Ruach, and those who worship him need to worship in Ruach and truth." The Yah-ooh-sha said to him, "I know that Mashiach is coming, the one who is called Anointed. When that one comes, he shall announce to us all." Yah-ooh-sha said to her, "I, who am speaking with you, am he." And upon this his pupils came, and they were marveling that he was speaking with an Asha. However, no one said, "What do you seek?" or "Why do you speak with her?" The Asha then left her water pot and went away to the city and said to the men, "Come, see a man who told me all that I have done. Is this not the Mashiach?" They went out of the city and were coming to him. But in the meantime, his Talmidim were asking him, saying, "Rabbi, eat." And he said to them, "I have food to eat of which you do not know." Then the Talmidim said to each other, "Did anyone bring him food to eat?" Yah-ooh-sha said to them, "My food is to do the desire of him who sent me, and to accomplish his work. Do you not say, 'There are still 4 months, and the harvest comes'? See, I say to you, lift up your eyes and see the fields, for they are white for harvest already. He who is reaping receives a reward, and gathers fruit for everlasting life, so that both he who is sowing and he who is reaping rejoice together. For in this the word is true: one sows and another reaps. I sent you to reap that for which you have not labored. Others have labored, and you have entered into their labors." And many of the Shamarunim of that city believed in him because of the word of the Yah-ooh-sha who witnessed, "He told me all that I have done." Therefore, when the Shamarunim came to him, they were asking him to stay with them. And he stayed there 2 yomim. And many more believed because of his word. And they said to the Yah-ooh-sha, "We no longer believe because of what you said, for we ourselves ourselves have heard, and we know that this is truly the Mashiach, the deliverer of the world. And after the 2 Yomim, he left there and went to Galilee. For Yah-ooh-sha himself witnessed that a prophet is without appreciation in his own country. Therefore, when he came to Galilee, the Galileans received him, having seen all that he had done in Jerusalem at the festival, for they also went to the festival. Then Yah-ooh-sha came again to Cana of Galilee, where he had made the water wine. And there was a certain nobleman whose son was sick at Capharnaum. When he heard that Yah-ooh-sha had come from Yehuda into Galilee, he went to him and was asking him to come down and heal his son, for he was about to die. Yah-ooh-sha then said to him, "If you people do not see signs and wonders, you do not believe at all." The nobleman said to him, "Aduni, come down before my child dies." Yah-ooh-sha said to him, "Go, your son lives." And the man believed the word that Yah-ooh-sha spoke to him, and went. And while he was going down, his servants met him and reported, saying, "Your son lives." He then asked from them the hour in which he became better, and they said to him, "Yesterday, at the 7th hour, the inflammation left him." Then the father knew that it was at the same hour in which Yah-ooh-sha said to him, "Your son lives." And he himself believed, and all his household. Again, this was the second sign Yah-ooh-sha did when he had come from Yehuda into Galilee. Chapter 5. After this there was a festival of the Yahudim, and Yah-ooh-sha went up to Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem, at the sheep gate, there is a pool, which is called in Hebrew Beit Zata, having porches. In these were lying a great number of those who were sick, blind, crippled, paralyzed, waiting for the stirring of the water. For a messenger was going down at a certain time into the pool and was stirring the water. Whoever stepped in first, then, after the stirring of the water, became well of whatever disease he had. And a certain man was there who had a sickness 38 years. When Yah-ooh-sha saw him lying there, and knowing that he already had been a long time, he said to him, "Do you wish to become well?" The sick man answered him, "Aduni, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred, but while I am coming, another steps down before me." Yah-ooh-sha said to him, "Rise, take up your bed and walk." And immediately the man became well, and he took up his bed and was walking. Now it was Sabbath on that Yom. The Yahudim therefore said to him, who had been healed, "It is the Shabbat. It is not right for you to take up the bed." He answered them, "He who made me well said to me, 'Take up your bed and walk.'" Therefore they asked him, "Who is the man who said to you, 'Take up your bed and walk'?" But the one who was healed did not know who it was, for Yah-ooh-sha had moved away, a multitude being in that place. Afterward, Yah-ooh-sha found him in the Kodesh place, and said to him, "See, you have been made well. Sin no more, so that no worse thing befalls you." The man went away and told the Yahudim that it was Yah-ooh-sha who made him well. And because of this, the Yahudim persecuted Yah-ooh-sha and were seeking to kill him, because he was doing these healings on the Shabbat. But Yah-ooh-sha answered them, "My Father works until now, and I work." Because of this, then, the Yahudim were seeking all the more to kill him, because not only was he breaking the Shabbat, but he also called Elohim his own father, making himself equal with Elohim. Therefore Yah-ooh-sha responded and said to them, Truly, truly, I say to you, the Son is able to do none at all by himself, but only that which he sees the Father doing, because whatever he does, the Son also likewise does. For the Father loves the Son, and shows him all that he himself does. And greater works than these he is going to show him, in order that you marvel. For as the Father raises the dead and makes alive, even so the Son makes alive whom he wishes. For the Father judges no one, but has given all the judgment to the Son, that all should value the Son even as they value the Father. He who does not value the Son does not value the Father who sent him. Truly, truly, I say to you, he who hears my word and believes in him who sent me possesses everlasting life, and does not come into judgment, but has passed from death into life. Truly, truly, I say to you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Elohim, and those having heard shall live. For as the Father possesses life in himself, so he gave also to the Son to possess life in himself. And he has given him authority also to do judgment, because he is the son of Adam. Do not marvel at this, because the hour is coming in which all those in the tombs shall hear his voice, and shall come forth. Those who have done good, to the resurrection of life, and those who have practiced evil things, to a resurrection of judgment. Of myself I am unable to do anything. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is obedient, because I do not seek my own desire, but the desire of the Father who sent me. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another who bears witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesses of me is true. You have sent him to YAHUKANON, and he bore witness to the truth. But I do not receive witness from men, but I say this in order that you might be delivered. He was the burning and shining lamp, for a while you wished to rejoice in his light. But I have a greater witness than that of YAHUKANON, for the works that the Father gave me to accomplish, the works that I do, bear witness of me, that the Father has sent me. And the Father who sent me, he bore witness of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his form. And you do not have his word staying in you, because you do not believe him whom he sent. You search the scriptures, because you think you possess everlasting life in them. And these are the ones that bear witness of me. But you do not desire to come to me in order to possess life. I do not receive esteem from men, but I know you, that you do not have the love of Elohim in you. I have come in my Father's name, and you do not receive me. If another comes in his own name, him you will receive. How are you able to believe when you are receiving esteem from one another, and the esteem that is from the only Elohim you do not seek? Do not think that I shall accuse you to the Father. There is one who accuses you, Musha, in whom you have set your expectation. For if you believed Musha, you have believed me, since he wrote about me. But if you do not believe his writings, how shall you believe my words? Thank you very much. Namaste.